Hello grade 12 learners, I'm now doing task 11.24 in your textbook. Okay, still on the bank reconciliation. So you are provided with a draft bank reconciliation statement of Tom Traders on 30th September, the business banks at Mega Bank. In 11.24.1, explain why it is important for a business to prepare a bank reconciliation statement on a monthly basis and provide two different points in your answer. Okay, the main reason that the bank reconciliation is performed is for internal control purposes. Okay, so that is to prevent and detect fraud. Okay, so it allows for easy identification of errors and or fraud, and identify the correct bank balance and update the records. Errors and dishonesty can be detected on a monthly basis. Okay, so this is obviously more than 2 points, but I've just given you a few extra. In 11.24.2, refer to the draft bank reconciliation statement that's given to you at the bottom of the page. Identify the check that has been treated incorrectly on this bank reconciliation statement. Provide the check number of the check incorrectly treated. Okay, so if you look at that bank reconciliation statement, check number 2641, which is dated 2nd of March. Okay, now that check is stale. Okay, so that's the check which has been treated incorrectly. Explain why it should not have been included on this bank reconciliation. It is stale, it is more than 6 months old, so it needs to be cancelled. So when we treat this check with the correct treatment, the check should have been cancelled in the CRJ and should not appear on the bank reconciliation statement as an outstanding check because it can no longer be presented to the bank for payment. Okay, 11.24.3, calculate the correct bank balance in the general ledger of Tom Traders once you have taken the correct action with regards to the check mentioned in 11.24.2. Okay, so basically we need to look at the bank reconciliation that's being given to us. We've got in the debit column 25,620. We're going to ignore 5,600. So after that 5,200 and 3080. That gives us an answer in the debit column of 33,900. Remember, you must exclude the stale check of 5,600. Okay, then we're going to take the debit total which we've just calculated and subtract the amount on the credit side, which is 12,930, and that gives us 20,970. Okay, now 20,970 is in the credit column, therefore it's an overdraft. Okay, 11.24.4, when preparing the financial statements on 30th September, show the amount that would be reflected for bank on the balance sheet of Tom Traders. Also provide a reason as to why the bookkeeper would need to make this balance sheet adjustment. Okay, so if you look at the bank recon that's been given to us, okay, we have check number 2917 for 5,200 Rand, which is dated 12th of October 20.9. So this is the post-dated check. And because the year end falls before the post-dated check date, okay, the post-dated check needs to be reversed at the end of the year. So the bank balance we just calculated was 20,970 overdraft. Okay, so we need to reverse the 5,200 post-dated check. Okay, so we're going to decrease the bank overdraft with 5,200. So it will be shown as 15,770, and we'll increase creditors with 5,200. Okay, and the reason we do this, okay, is because of the prudence concept of GAAP. Okay, so the 5,200 has not yet been drawn from the business bank account, and although a check has been given to the creditor, this check cannot be deposited by the creditor until the 12th of October. Therefore, the amount is still theoretically owing to the creditor and is still in the business bank account. Okay, and the reason we also do this is because of the GAAP concept, prudence. Okay, which states that assets must not be overstated and liabilities must not be understated. 11.24.5, the internal auditor notices that the deposit of 12,930, which appears on the draft bank reconciliation statement, is reflected on the October 20.9 statement from Mega Bank as 2,930. After investigation, it is found that Mega Traders has recorded this correctly and the error is in the books of Tom Traders. Okay, the deposit was, we recorded the deposit as 12,930, where it was only supposed to be 2,930. Okay, so explain why the internal auditor should be concerned about the 10,000 yen difference. Okay, so this is a major error or material error, and it is possible that fraud may be taking place. Okay, there is definitely a lack of control or internal control over cash. And what action should the internal auditor take with regard to this difference? We have to provide 3 different points. Okay, so we have to check from the receipts to the deposit slip to identify if cash collected was all deposited. We have to see if there's an error on the deposit slip. Investigate if the cash has been stolen, so interview the cashier and the bookkeeper. Screen all employees for trustworthiness. Establish proper internal control procedures, division of duties, so that one person's work serves as a check on another person to avoid this problem in the future. Just be careful with division of duties. Often in exams, they don't give you the full marks if you use division of duties. So rather try and figure out some other internal control checks. The owner can do the banking himself in order to avoid all of these problems. Obviously, that's only possible in a small business. Okay. Otherwise, the owner can't be expected to do the daily banking by himself. Okay, so that's all for this question here, task 11.24. And this is a very typical sort of exam question. These are the kind of questions you can be asked in exams. Okay, bye.